Hello guys and welcome back to my channel Read with Ruchi. So first of all, before I start my video here, I just want to tell you all, thank you so very much because I got a lot of love and support in my first video. So my previous video that I posted last Sunday received a lot of love and support. And it only became possible because all of you went ahead, subscribed to my channel, liked my video, and watched it so many times and probably also shared it because it received a lot of views. So I really want to tell you thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that love, support, appreciation, and all that you did to make that video a successful one. And in return, I just want to tell you, you are so loved. Thank you so much. So for this video, as you can, you might have guessed it by now what this video is all about. This is going to be a video where I'll be talking about my March TBR. Now, I have discussed with a couple of readers, what they're reading and or something that they have read in the past that they would like me to read. But at the same time, I've also here are some books also that I wanted to read for quite some time and I wasn't able to do that. So I thought it would be a good idea to kind of do that now. Another thing that I wanted to share was I don't want to put a lot of pressure on myself and create like a 10-book TBR pile for this video. I want it to be realistic. I want it to be thoughtful about how much would I be able to read since, as I mentioned in my previous video, I, kickstarted reading again after like a big gap. So I wanted to be realistic and wanted to be wanted to keep it low to start with. So I selected 4 books that I would be reading this month. So let's quickly get into my March TBR. All right, so the first book that I have selected to read in this month is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Now, I have been wanting to read this book since last year, actually. But of course, I took a big gap and I wasn't able to read this book. But I have heard mixed comments about this book. People who have liked it have really liked it and appreciated this book and have recommended it to read. But people who have not liked it have not liked it. So I've heard very extreme views about this book, but I feel like the plot is very interesting and exciting because if you just read the back, the quick summary of it, it just says an exclusive wedding on a remote Irish island. The bride, the plus one, the best man, the wedding planner, the bridesmaid. All have a secret, all have a motive, but only one is a murderer. And this kind of gives me that very islandish vibe, where I can clearly see oh my gosh, there's someone coming at the wedding who's gonna be killed, and there's someone coming at the wedding who is going to kill, right? And just thinking about it, I feel there's not something new if you think about it, right? But it still sounds very interesting. So this is my first TBR. I've already started reading a couple of pages. I'm already a couple of pages in. And I feel the starting is good. I am only interested in seeing if there are any plot twists or if there is if I cannot anticipate the suspense, if I cannot predict the suspense, that's a good mystery book for me. That's a good thriller book for me. So I'm hoping that happens with this one too. So that's my first one. My second book on my March TBR is The Golden Couple by Greer Hendrick and Sarah Pekkanen. And this one basically was my last month's book of the month pick. So actually Greer and Sarah have written a lot of books, a lot of popular books in the past before this one. I think some of the ones that are some of the books that I remember from them is the Wife Between Us, and also The Anonymous Girl, and then of course You're Not Alone. So these were like some of the popular books from both these writers, and they are and they have done a great job. Apparently I have not read either of those books, but this book certainly will determine if I want to read more of their work. And so just let's quickly get into the summary. So let's see. So it says, wealthy Washington suburbanites Marisa and Matthew Bishop seem to have it all, until Marisa is unfaithful. Beneath their veneer of perfection is a relationship riven by work and a lack of intimacy. Marisa wants to repair things for the sake of their 80-year-old son and because she loves her husband. Enter Avery Chambers. Avery is a therapist who lost her professional license. Still, it doesn't stop her from counseling those in crisis. Though they have to adhere to her unorthodox methods, the Bishops are desperate. When they glide through Avery's door and Marisa reveals her infidelity, all three are set on a collision course. Because the biggest secret in the room is still hidden, and it's no longer simply a marriage that's in danger. The Golden Couple, perfection is deceiving. So sounds very intriguing, right? So I'm really hoping for this book to be good, because that will open up my door to read more of these authors' work, which I'm really excited about, because I've heard great things about the books that they have written. So I'm like really interested in like reading this one. So hope this one is good too. All right, so the third book that I have picked up for my Mars TBR is, you probably saw the cover, but it is The Maid by Nita Prose. And I think this is a book that quite a few of my fellow readers suggested me to read. And I'm not sure why, because I had no idea about what this book holds. And I'm really not sure what to expect out of this book. But I know that this is Nita's first book as an author. I think she was an editor before she started writing this book. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to reading this book. But really quickly, let's just read the summary briefly. It's a lengthy summary, so I'll just read it briefly. But something that actually, intrigued me into picking this book up was the first sentence of the summary. And it says, a dead body is one mess she can't clean up on her own. And it's like, wow, this sounds good. But let's read it. So it starts something like, Molly Gray is not like everyone else. She struggles with social skills. Her gran used to interpret the world for her, codifying it into simple rules that Molly could live by. Since Gran died a few months ago, 25-year-old Molly has been navigating life's complexities all by herself. She throws herself with gusto into her work as a hotel maid. But Molly's orderly life is upended the day she enters the suite of the infamous and wealthy Charles Black, only to find it in a state of disarray and Mr. Black himself dead in his bed. Before she knows what's happening, Molly's unusual demeanor has the police targeting her as their lead suspect, of course, right? But a clue-like locked room mystery and a heartwarming journey of the spirit, The Maid explores what it means to be the same as everyone else and yet entirely different, and reveals that all mysteries can be solved through connection to the human heart. Now, that last line kind of gets me thinking, right? I hope this is not a cozy mystery read. I hope like this is like a full-fledged mystery thriller. Because the first sentence is more like a mystery thriller, like a full-fledged proper like mystery thriller, but like the last line talks more about like, anything can happen through the human heart. So I'm thinking like, I don't know. I have mixed feelings now about this after reading that last line. So I am hoping this book to be good. I really want to read this and I want it to be good. I like to invest my time in reading like good books. And of course, that not happens every time. So fingers crossed for this one. All right. And the fourth and the final book for this month is The Whisper Man by Alex North. I really don't remember which month did I pick this up from the book of the month, but I picked it up because I really liked the plot of the story, and it's not like very like hyped up, but I feel this is gonna be good. So the first thing that I read was, if you leave a door half open, soon you'll hear the whispers. Oh my gosh, that gives me chills. That really gives me chills. And I've watched enough horror stories and many Indian horror stories that kind of makes me imagine things quickly. So I can imagine things really, really quickly. And this one, just this first sentence gives me chills. Alex North is also author of The Shadows, right? So I'm hoping this book to be really good, but let's just quickly read the summary. So it says, after the sudden death of his wife, Tom Kennedy believes a fresh start will help him and his young son, Jake, heal. A new beginning, a new house, a new town, Featherbank. But the town has a dark past. 20 years ago, a serial killer abducted and murdered 5 residents. Until Frank Carter was finally caught. He was nicknamed the Whisper Man, for he would lure his victims out by whispering at their windows at night. Just as Tom and Jake settle into their new home, a young boy vanishes. His disappearance bears an unnerving resemblance to Frank Carter's crimes, reigniting old rumors that he preyed with an accomplice. Wow. Now detectives Amanda Beck and Pete Willis must find the boy before it is too late, even if that means Pete has to revisit his great foe in prison, the Whisper Man. And then Jake begins acting strangely. He hears a whispering at his window. Ooh, sounds good, but also sounds like, for some reason, I feel I can predict the plot twist. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong because I really want to read this book until the end. I don't want to DNF it. And I want to see a great plot twist that I didn't predict. So let's see how this one goes. I hope this goes really well. I hope I enjoy this book and the rest of them as well. I'm really looking forward to reading this. But these were 4 books that I'm going to be reading in March: The Whisper Man, The Maid, The Golden Couple, and The Guest List. So I'm sure I'll be enjoying reading all these mystery thrillers, suspense books this month of March. But if you have read any of these books, please comment down below and tell me which one did you like and why. Please don't drop any spoilers. I hate when someone spoils a suspense thriller for me. But please, comment down below and let me know if you have read any of these books and if you liked any of them. And, which one would you recommend me to read before the other, first before the other. So I would really, I'm really excited for this month. I'm really looking forward to reading these books. And of course, you can see some updates on my Instagram page too. I'm going to drop my Instagram link below in the description box. So you can go there, please shower some love there, some support there, just like you've done here. And you can see like some regular updates on my Instagram page as well. But until we meet again, I am going to conclude this vlog video right here, and I will see you next week. But until then, please keep safe. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay happy. Until I meet you next week. Oh, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel, Read with Ruchi. And I'm gonna see you next week. Bye.